It is possible that we will have super intelligence in a few thousand days, around 3 years, so that would be 2027. That's actually a very small period of time, mind-blowing. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, has just released a new blog post on a website he created, which is called The Intelligence Age, and in it he shares some very interesting things about the future of artificial intelligence. So, let's get into it, check out what it's about, and I'll share my thoughts. So here's the deal. First, he talks about how in the next 2 decades we'll be able to do things that would have seemed like magic to our grandparents. Now, what does he mean by that? So here he says this phenomenon is not new, but it will be newly accelerated. People have become dramatically more capable over time. We can already accomplish things now that our predecessors would have believed to be impossible. So essentially, he's saying that humans have been making massive progress for centuries, but AI is about to turbocharge that progress, which is the whole concept of the whole singularity. So think about it. The things we can actually do with AI today, actually just talking to it, chatting with a chatbot, generating images, videos, that would have been probably mind-blowing to people just 5 years ago. So he's saying here that AI is about to take all of that and crank it up even further. So here he's diving deeper into how he thinks the whole intelligence explosion thing would happen. First, he says that society itself is smarter together, and itself is a form of advanced intelligence. And he's also saying that our grandparents have fought for generations to achieve the scientific progress that we got today. And AI will give people tools to accelerate that progress even further. So yeah, the story of progress will continue, and our children will be able to do things we can't. So this is actually very interesting, because from this blog post, it seems that Sam Altman is actually very confident in the future progress of AI. So have they really figured something out? So here he's talking about how AI would change our everyday lives. He wants us to imagine a future where we will eventually have a personalized AI team full of virtual experts in different areas, working together to create almost anything we can imagine. And we can also expect virtual tutors who can provide personalized instruction in any subject for children, and actually better healthcare with personalized doctors. So yeah, this is something I think that a lot of people actually expect from these models in the future, and something that would be actually very useful too. Because imagine having a personalized assistant that is smarter than today's LLMs and can help you with basically anything, like planning your day, manage your finances, or like Sam Altman has said here, be your teacher to help you explain something you don't understand in any subject, or be your personalized doctor, which is actually probably would be a lot more effective than current healthcare system. Because a personalized doctor knows everything about you and probably would be able to prevent some diseases much more efficiently than current healthcare. After that, he talks about how this can lead to a kind of perfect future where we have shared prosperity to a degree that seems unimaginable today. Everyone's lives can be better than anyone's life is now, and AI would meaningfully improve the lives of people around the world. So yeah, it seems that Sam Altman actually strongly believes that ASI would be benevolent. But I think anyone's guess here is as good as Sam Altman's, because it truly is unpredictable what happens when an AI gets to these scales. It can always turn the other way around, we just have no way of knowing that. And now to the most interesting part of this blog post. This may turn out to be the most consequential fact about all of history so far. It is possible that we will have super intelligence in a few thousand days. So a few thousand days actually means years, not decades. So 1,000 days would be around 3 years, so that would be 2027. Here he says a few thousand. So 2000 would be around 6 years, so that would be by 2030, and 3000 would be around 2033. So that's actually a very small period of time. Only 10 years maximum. That's actually mind-blowing. It might take longer, but I'm confident we'll get there. How did we get to the doorstep of the next leap in prosperity? In 3 words, deep learning worked. So the ability of LLMs that we have today to feed on the data and from that data to predict the next token, which actually got us where we are today with these models, seems to have worked. And Sam Altman seems to believe very strongly that this can lead us to superintelligence. In 15 words, deep learning worked, got predictably better with scale, and we dedicated increasing resources to it. So as we have found out now with O1, we can not only scale models at pre-training now, but also at inference. And this seems to be very powerful, because the O1 benchmarks are really just crazy. That's really it. Humanity discovered an algorithm that could really, truly learn any distribution of data, or really the underlying rules that produce any distribution of data. To a shocking degree of precision, the more compute and data available, the better it gets at helping people solve hard problems. And he finds that no matter how much time he spends thinking about this, he can never really internalize how consequential this is. There are a lot of details we still have to figure out, but it's a mistake to get distracted by any particular challenge. Deep learning works, and we will solve the remaining problems. So here he's saying that deep learning still has some problems, but he is very confident that they will solve them. We can say a lot of things about what may happen next, but the main one is that AI is going to get better with scale, and that will lead to meaningful improvements to the lives of people around the world. And now he talks about the future again for a bit. AI models will soon serve as autonomous personal assistants who carry out specific tasks on our behalf, like coordinating medical care on your behalf. And basically, he's telling here about agents that OpenAI has promised already. Agents are kind of models that you don't need to prompt constantly, and they can act autonomously. So, for example, answering all of your emails, or for example, completing your coding project, correcting itself, without you needing to constantly look out for it. So that would be very useful. At some point further down the road, AI systems are going to get so good that they help us make better next generation systems and make scientific progress across the board. So the whole bottleneck right now with AI progress is actually we humans, because there are not actually that many intelligent people working on AI research. But if we can automate that, then that's the whole starting point of intelligence explosion. Because if we can have thousands of AI models working on improving themselves, then it can only go to singularity from there. If we want to put AI into the hands of as many people as possible, we need to drive down the cost of compute and make it abundant. And that's actually what OpenAI has already been doing with the mini models. If we don't build enough infrastructure, AI will be a very limited resource that wars get fought over and that becomes mostly a tool for rich people. And yeah, there are a lot of companies working on that, like Grok with a Q, with their very fast chips, or Xtropic with their thermodynamic chips, so I think we're fine on that. We need to act wisely, but with conviction. The dawn of the intelligence age is a momentous development with very complex and extremely high-stakes challenges. It will not be an entirely positive story, but the upside is so tremendous that we owe it to ourselves and the future to figure out how to navigate the risks in front of us. So yeah, he's saying that it's not going to be entirely positive, because a lot of people will lose their jobs, of course, at first, but he's saying that it actually will be worth it in the end. I believe the future is going to be so bright that no one can do it justice by trying to write about it now. A defining characteristic of the intelligence age will be massive prosperity. So yeah, he really likes this name, the intelligence age, and he truly believes that it will bring happiness to all people. Although it will happen incrementally, astounding triumphs, fixing the climate, establishing a space colony, and the discovery of all of physics will eventually become commonplace. With nearly limitless intelligence and abundant energy, the ability to generate ideas, and the ability to make them happen, we can do quite a lot. So yeah, just imagine all the cool things we can do with superintelligence. That's why I think whatever hard takeoff we may have will be worth it in the end because of all of that. As we have seen with other technologies, there will also be downsides, and we need to start working now to maximize AI's benefits while minimizing its harms. As one example, we expect that this technology can cause a significant change in labor markets, good and bad, in the coming years. But most jobs will change more slowly than most people think, and I have no fear that we'll run out of things to do, even if they don't look like real jobs to us today. People have an innate desire to create and to be useful to each other, and AI will allow us to amplify our own abilities like never before. So, of course, this is all true, but if AI can already do all the things we will be able to do in the future, we kinda need the UBI for that to earn money somewhere. As a society, we will be back in an expanding world, and we can again focus on playing positive sum games. And here he finishes talking about the jobs again. So many of the jobs we do today would have looked like trifling wastes of time to people a few hundred years ago, but nobody is looking back at the past, wishing they were a lamplighter. If a lamplighter could see the world today, he would think the prosperity all around him was unimaginable. So yeah, he's talking that we basically will have new jobs unimaginable today, but I actually think that's not very practical, because artificial general intelligence will just be able to do those jobs that will appear to them in reality. Because that's the whole premise of artificial general intelligence. It is as smart as human. It can do whatever human can. And if we could fast forward 100 years from today, the prosperity all around us would feel just as unimaginable. So yeah, this was a very interesting blog post from Sam Altman. The most crazy thing from it, I think, is that here he confidently says that AI progress didn't stop, scaling continues to bring improvement to the models, and we will have superintelligence, his prediction in max 10 years. So let me know what you think about that in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. See you in the next videos.